So thank you so much for this opportunity to speak at the Global Energy Parliament of 2025. The theme I would like to speak is about space, energy, and the future of humanity. Most Honorable um, Jagadguru Swami Isha, Sri Kiran Vyas ji, who introduced me, thank you so much for your nice words. Honorable members of the Global Energy Parliament, respected speakers of this session, distinguished thinkers, scientists, global citizens, my pranams once again to each one of you. It's a privilege to speak at this gathering. That's not just a conference, but a parliament of conscience, a forum where people come together without political divide, without lobbying, without opposition, integrity, knowledge, and harmony. Swami Isha's I theory, with its understanding of the universe as a continuous interplay of energy, that gives us a rare vantage point to look at the global problems, not as isolated crises, but as distortions of an interconnected field of energy, internal and external. Today, I wish to connect this worldview with the domain which I represent, which is space and space technology. I know the space is the laboratory of the ultimate of the energy interplay. The vastness of space is nothing but if not the energy is not expressed in the purest form. I think that is what is the space is. And the cosmos is a dance of forces, gravitational, electromagnetic, nuclear, and every celestial body is an expression of energy in either in equilibrium or possibly in equilibrium. I think when we look at even Earth from the orbit, one message becomes very clear. Our planet is a delicate energy system sustained by a balance that is apparently existing now. I think the energy flow from the sun to earth and back, and the energy that is internally available in earth, which is transmitted and interplay happens between land, sea, and the atmosphere. And these interactions keep the life on earth as we know today. The climate and the ocean ecosystem and the human societies, everything functions in this flow of energy, physical, biological, social, and even psychological. What we see in space missions and satellites data is simple truth that when the balance is disturbed, the energy balance is disturbed, the consequences ripple across the entire system. The models of such energy interactions predict that we may move towards situations that will make our survival difficult if the humanity doesn't act on it at appropriate times. I think the Earth's energy crisis, a crisis of imbalance, the challenges of humanity that face us today, the climate change, the resource depletion, pollution, mental stress, conflict, are all manifestations of energy imbalance, both outer and inner, echoing Swami Isha's idea of heat as a distortion from our natural state. The space-based observation shows that the rise in global temperature, the loss of forests, the declining of the water resources, polluted cities, vulnerable coastlines, chaotic weather systems, they aren't just environmental crisis or environmental changes alone. They reflect a deeper truth. And the outer world mirrors the inner world. I think it is so. Our excessive consumption, our fragmented thinking, our disconnect from the nature all contribute to this imbalance. The space program has been a catalyst of holistic future definition, especially the program that India in space that we undertake. It's often spoken as a symbol of technology and national pride, as Sri Vyas already mentioned. And of course, it is of frugal innovations and very cost-effective implementation. But I believe more than all of this, the deeper significance lies in something which is more profound. For example, the space discovers the harmony of all of us with nature, with each other, and with ourselves. And through applications that the space technology provides us, that touches humanity. And this has been implemented not only in India, but across the world. I think let us consider some of those such implementations. For example, Earth observation satellites empower sustainable agriculture, water management, and climate understanding, which is important for restoring the balance of the natural systems. And communication satellites, what they do is they democratize knowledge dissemination. They also help in healthcare, which is a fact element of restoring balance in the society. The navigation systems provided through satellite systems like Navic make our infrastructure more efficient and resilient, reducing waste of energy and resources, which is evidenced from our potential fishing zones and other applications that we do. Space science missions, which expand our human conscience, awareness about the universe, which also brings in a balance of our inner curiosity with our need and thrive for exploration. Of course, our collaborations with other nations, which are both spacefaring and space aspiring nations, and it actually creates a significant global impact. And some of the missions that we undertake today are clear examples of such activities. Every mission that we undertake, in a sense, is an experiment in harmonizing the energy of the human progress. And if you look at space and the energy of consciousness, I think the Global Energy Parliament's worldview becomes very important and essential at this moment. I think all of us know the science studies matter and energy in its interplay through various ways, observation, theorizing, experiments. And the philosophy studies mind and the conscience interactions. But space reminds us that they are not separate. I think when astronauts, for most of them who go to space and got an opportunity to look through the window, the transparent window in the space station, and look at Earth or even at the universe, whatever is visible there, they always speak about an overview effect, a profound shift in awareness when viewing Earth from orbit. It grips most of them a sense of unity, connectedness, responsibility. Many astronauts say that they see Earth as a blue planet and where they are not able to see those borders that is separating us. It aligns with the principle of the I theory. The observer and the observed are becoming part of the continuum of energy. Transforming the inner field transforms the outer field, also the view of the outer world. In a way, the space exploration is also an inner exploration for most of us. I think the shared agenda today for a balanced planet is to offer some of the concepts of what I mentioned of the Global Energy Parliament holistic view of science that can be put in some measures like this. For example, let us talk about a global energy balance index. You know, combining satellite data and human well-being indicators to create a single global measure of planetary balance. For example, there are physical, social, and mental imbalances. This can be done by creating a set of applications based on space-based observations on climate indicators, net energy transport, insolence, water stressing, agriculture indices, forest cover indices, expansion of cities and its measures to connect to human well-being, peace and stability, conflicts on the ground, etc. And similarly, space-enabled climate restoration initiatives using space-based monitoring, precision agriculture, water mapping, and guiding nations towards low carbon, high resilient growth. Space gives such a synoptic view that other technologies will never provide to take such informed decisions. And also in education, energy awareness, bringing space science and energy-based holistic view to bring science in curricula that not only teach us about technology but also conscience of this energy. We also did some very interesting experiments recently, like the Aditya L1, which looks at sun. I think sun is the sole energy giver to us, and its role in defining space weather through its cycles of activity. And this year we had the highest solar cycle and the measurements that gave very significant worldview about what it is. So it actually brings actions, thoughts, and innovations affect the entire energy web of the planet. I think the humanity is now at crossroads. Always it has been at different parts of the history. The one path lies is a fragmentation. For example, the uncontrolled consumption, climate instability, social conflict, war, both physical and cyber. And on the other side lies a future where science, wisdom, global citizenship, global cooperation, and peace come together. I think the Global Energy Parliament represent that this path, the second path which I mentioned. And space exploration also represent that second path of space, unify the efforts of human being to travel to space, live together in space stations, other planets possibly, and identify space-based solutions for humanities for survival, possibly in a distant future when it becomes difficult on Earth. I think this invites us to see ourselves as part of a larger energy systems, responsible, aware, and harmoniously interconnected. As we look towards the future, let us remember also that energy is the fabric of the universe, and balance is a condition of the life, and consciousness is the guide for progress. By bringing together the insights of space science and holistic wisdom, the Global Energy Parliament, and with all the interactions and discussions that are going to happen, we can shape the world where technology uplifts humanity, not the other way, where development preserves the nature and not the other way, and where the inner and outer energies meet in harmony. And this is a future that all of us must strive for. And this is a future that all of us can create together when we act on such three themes. With that, let me conclude my keynote speech and offer my pranams once again to Jagadguru Swami Isha and all the people, members of the Global Energy Parliament who are assembled here. My pranams and thanks. Jai Hind. Thank you so much.